Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today we're taking a look at a piece from Nubeo. This is a brand that's been around for quite some time. They're actually, sorry for the glare on the actual crystal, this is a really big domed crystal. So there's going to be some glare on it from the studio light right there to the right. But yeah, this is their new release. It's priced at $18.50, but they always offer discounts on their website. I'll drop a link down to them in the description below. So you can check them out after this video. I'll try to keep the glare off the crystal as much as I can. Like I said, look at this domed crystal. It's just really, really big. But yeah, $18.50 MSRP. It's a really, really interesting watch. Actually, very, very nicely made. Solid 316L stainless steel. Huge domed sapphire crystal. Really interesting watch, actually. And this is actually dubbed the Tranquility. And yeah, first let's see what's on my wrist, and we'll dig a little deeper, guys. So on my wrist today is the Oceanica Sea Raven. This was a new release. As you can see, it's a diver with a domed sapphire. Really, really, really nice dial, kind of like a Sprite dial. You get that domed sapphire, nice custom Jubilee style bracelet as well, and a custom clasp. I've been wearing this one a lot. 200 meters. Very good lume, good bezel action, great everyday diver slash toolie watch as well. Now getting some specifications right out of the way, this watch is crafted of solid 316L stainless steel all around. Actually, the case is cut pretty nicely. You get integrated lug guards there, or crown guards, as you can see on that signed blacked out crown with a Z on it. The watch itself is 100 meters water resistant as well, so no issues there. You have a screw down crown and a screwed in case back. Definitely take this one in the water, the pool, or the ocean. And you also do get a 48mm case, so yes, it is a larger watch. There's a lot to fit on this dial here and a lot going on. We'll get a little more into that. But just 48mm. You do get a case thickness of 21mm, so keep that in mind. That is including that, domed sapphire crystal as well. I'd bring it down to like 16 if you're not including that domed sapphire crystal. But it is a very nice sapphire crystal, and it kind of brings the center portion to life of this dial, which is actually really, really interesting. You see Nubeo sign there. That's actually the actual seconds hand that's sweeping around the dial right now. If you see that pointing right there, that's actually the seconds hand. And then you get your hours actually on the inner portion. You see below the globe, you can see right there that little arrow that's pointing at 1 o'clock. And this is pointing at 1:40. So very easy to read, 1:40. And everything goes in motion with each other. Everything stays perfectly, neat and easy to read. In my honest opinion, it's quite easy to read if you take a look. Sometimes you have to kind of look a little lower to see, but you can see it. Anyway, the actual watch, it has a 24mm bracelet in between those lugs there. We also do get an exhibition case back. If I take this off, it comes on a solid 316L stainless steel bracelet. Actually, the bracelet's pretty nice. Kind of reminds me of something like Omega would put out. It kind of has that look to it. Solid end links as well. You do get a milled clasp signed with Nubeo on this buckle here. 2 buttons, opens up to a milled clasp, which is very nice. And they did put a custom rotor in orange on the actual movements in NH35. The date wheel is not there, so you don't have to worry about a ghost date. But yeah, you get a little glimpse of the movement, and you actually see straight through the case onto the hour markers, which are floating on the front of the dial. Model number NB6091, just some basic specifications go around the back there. You can also get a glimpse of those solid end links. But yeah, you can see, most of you guys are pretty familiar with the NH35 by now. If you're not, it's an automatic movement produced by Seiko. It beats at 3 Hz, 21,600 beats per hour. You also do get hacking, you get self-winding or hand winding via the crown, which has an orange portion here in between, you can see going around. So yeah, we do get self-winding here. The watch is already running, as you can see, about a 40-hour power reserve. They run pretty accurate. This one running about plus 5 seconds fast today, so no issues there. But yeah, you do get one position that's actually would be the date position, but it just does nothing. So I wouldn't really call it a full ghost date, but you do get that one position, which really doesn't bother me. And then you get your final position, which is hacking, and you can set the time there. Look at this thing go around the globe. It's really, really interesting. You can see there, you get 6:45, and then, yeah, then you get 7, and then you get 7:10 right there. So yeah, very easy to function, very easy to read, easy to operate. Now these markers are actually floating over As you can see, they're applied on the actual chapter ring, hanging off the chapter ring, and they're slanted as well. Just really, really interesting way to tell time. Something very different. You also get a nice little glimpse of the movement there. And yeah, it looks a lot more complicated than it is, but it's actually really, really simple. And yeah, the quality is pretty good, I'd say. You know, the brushing on the bracelet, I would say, is equal to the case. You can take a look at that right there. The links are pretty articulating, I'd say. Also, the end links do come under, which is very nice, especially for a larger watch at 48 millimeters. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty decent watch in terms of quality. If you have the wrist size for it, I would definitely check it out. Brushing is pretty decent on both sides. There are no polished surfaces on this watch. You do get a black PVD ring, or the smooth bezel is in black. It is blacked out. But yeah, very smooth brushing. No sharp edges or anything like that. Everything's really smooth. But there also is a lot of lume on this watch as well. And I will get you a wrist shot, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this interesting timepiece from Nubeo. If you really want to know, this watch actually does pay homage to the historic Apollo 11 moon landing. If you're into space, into stuff like that, planets, as you can see, this is a big planet in the center portion. This is actually the moon, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, if you're interested in, in that kind of stuff, they do produce a lot of limited edition watches. This is only 100 pieces this run here, so once they're done, they're done. So if you want one of these, definitely grab one before they sell out of their limited edition. And inside the actual box, as you can see, inside the actual box here, you do get your limited edition number. This is 66 of 150. Even though it does state 100, I guess there's 150 total with the other 50. I think there's a blacked out version as well. That's probably why. But yeah, just a simple box. You get your hang tag, your limited edition little thing there, and then you also do get your instruction manual right here. You can see if you lift this up, and you get your warranty card inside. Warranty or guarantee. You get a little code to scan there. And I believe they do offer a 2-year warranty, which is good. 2 years is always good. I did go ahead and lume the watch up, and as you can see, you get green, kind of superluminova on the hour little pointer down here, on the seconds as well, and then on the actual minutes hand as well. As you can see, you can tell the time right there, 7:15 about, and 6-7 seconds there. Yeah, lume is pretty cool. Kind of looks very something you'd see in like a planetarium or something of that nature. Very spacey, obviously. That's the whole theme of this watch. That's what it's dedicated to. On my 6.5 inch wrist, obviously the watch does wear, it's a larger watch, obviously. My wrist is not that big at 6.5 inches. But yeah, I mean, if I wanted to pull it off, I could. I mean, I do wear a 48 millimeter Breitling sometimes. So yeah, I mean, but honestly, I think it's just a little too big for my wrist. If you have like a 7-inch wrist, it'd probably fit you a little better. But it is a nice watch. I must say the quality is very, very good on this model. And I would say this bracelet would fit up to like a 9-inch wrist, in my honest opinion. But other than that, I think it's a cool watch. I like what they're doing with the different themes and stuff like that. And the quality is really good. Nubeo always has very, very good quality. I believe they're owned by the same Dartmouth brands that own Spinnaker and such. You can kind of see the relation in the case cut here. But they make really good quality stuff for Nubeo, I must say. The quality is very good. And the designs are obviously one-on-one. You're not going to see anybody else with something like this on your wrist. Definitely something that someone's going to ask you about and be like, what is that? What's going on? Just an interesting watch. I mean, you're not going to see anything else in the world like this. Probably on someone else's wrist. Good conversation piece. Yeah. I think it's a pretty cool watch. Obviously, no quality control issues. I always do mention that if something happens or something's not working correctly. But on this, everything works fine. No issues here. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As usual, this is the Nubeo Tranquility, a new release from Nubeo Watches. I will drop a link to them down in the description below if you want to check them out. Feel free to check them out if you want. I'm not here to really sell you anything, but if you like what you see, obviously, you're probably going to take a look at it anyway. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. A lot of interesting content coming up real soon. So definitely stay tuned, guys, and I will see you on the next one.